are back in the place. If you want to drop us a text, 07902 133 272. Don't send any rude pictures unless you're really, really fit. Is that all right? That's all right, yeah? Sounds good.
Spot on.
Spot on. We love a Snapchat. You like You on Snapchat?
Yeah.
You love Snapchat. Who's your favourite girl on Snapchat?
No, I've my girlfriend.
Your girlfriend? Except your girlfriend. Do you follow Chelsea Fergo?
No.
I bet you do. Yes, he
No.
does.
Definitely not.
Yeah, you should follow her. She's class. Bit of Snapchat Fergo style. Who is she? Tonight, we're going to talk about Sam Burgess. But first and foremost, we were just talking off air then about a little story about Sinfield, Kev Sinfield, and your brother, half-brother, Austin Buchanan. You said that's a strange mix.
Very strange mix, especially if Chev's involved as well.
This is one of the funniest things I've seen in the last 10 years of my life, and I've seen some funny shit. Funny stuff, right? Quid fit jar. I apologise for swearing. At Chev's wedding, I was an usher, Dwayne was an usher, and Kev Sinfield's missus was the head bridesmaid, the chief bridesmaid. So Lauren, looking absolutely beautiful, walks down the aisle. Lauren Walker, Chev's missus. Oh no, she's last, didn't she? Kev's missus walks down the aisle. Beautiful girl, really nice lady. And Austin sat next to our Jordan Tanzi, and he says to our Jordan, he goes, "Oh, is that? I'm going to climb all over that tonight." Talking about seeing his missus. Sidney sat behind him and went, "Yeah, it's for missus."
Wow. No one didn't like it to bring Austin up then. Old Bukes.
That was one of the highlights of my year.
Can you do it in an Austin accent?
No, you can do an Austin accent.
I can't do it, Jonesy, and I've been beat. I'll climb all over it.
But to be fair to Austin, he's training really hard at the moment. He hasn't been playing because he's been banned. But he's that's if that ban's coming off. Do you know what he's been banned for?
It's Twitter, wasn't it?
Twitter.
I told you, Twitter's bad news.
Serious Twitter ban for having a go at Amir Khan and Tyson Fury. Absolutely quality.
Did you tell him to come with Bramley or something?
Yeah, he told him to come with Bramley and fight him, and he was.
Who did he say that to? Fury or
both
Khan?
of them, offering them both out, giving them grief. And the RFL have banned him for 7 matches for it. I think it's a bit excessive. No, I think they made an example of him, to be honest.
The irony is that he's got a fight now, hasn't he?
But now, yeah, he's got a fight. He's boxing 14th of March. If you want to come watch Austin, Emma Broadhead, we'll give you all the details later on. He'll send you a tweet. We're going to get everyone down there to support Austin, all the Rugby AM crew. We're going to come down and support him. So, are you going to go, Jonesy?
I'd love to go. Yeah, I'd love to see how he gets on.
I reckon he'll kill it, to be honest.
I don't know who's he fighting. I don't know who's fighting.
He's fighting the kid who fought JV Chapman up at, and he's a tough lad. He's an hard bloke, real hard bloke. Right. But JV battered him, so I'm hoping that Austin does him. I think he will. He's a tough kid. He should be all right. He's a Buchanan. Let's be fair.
Well, I don't want to talk it up, do I?
Would you ever get in ring? Do you ever fancy that?
Do you know, since my lads have been doing a bit of boxing with your lad Theo, I've really enjoyed watching it actually, and I keep thinking, you always look at him and you think, would I be able to do him? Would I be able to do him? And when you're bouncing about,
what Theo?
Yeah, no, some older blokes when they come in and that. There was a guy come in the other week, and it was an old sort of Jamaican fella, and he was having a go at me for saying something to Lloyd, saying, "Leave it alone, let Sharky deal with it, or let Sharky deal with it." And I was fuming, and I thought, I wonder what it'd be like if I had a fight with him now.
I'm gonna tee you up. I'll spar with you.
I'm one of them. If I got beat, it'd ruin me.
Should we have a spar next week? We'll take some gloves and have a spar. Yeah, I'll have a little spar next week.
Well, like super heavyweight versus middleweight. Me, middleweight.
I'm lean now.
Losing weight.
I'm losing weight. Another 2 stone. Give me some respect. I'm a medium. What is it? Light heavyweight. Heavyweight.
I'm gonna say butterbean with coffee bean in it.
Oh, low blows tonight all round. Right, looking back on the weekend's action, I might as well start with Leeds. Leonzi, did you go to the game?
I did, yeah, mate. I loved it, and I thought they played really well. Pretty sticky first half. Few errors gone down, and lads weren't all that happy with where the things went. I think they forced a little bit, tried a little bit too hard, but that's understandable. First game of the season. Certainly second half, executed really well. The skill was fantastic. Tom Briscoe, an absolute legend, finished his tries really well. Callum Watkins, I said it before, you can't tackle him in a phone box, and just giving the service out to Tom over on the edge. And Ryan Hall, exactly the same. I thought he was brilliant. Old Singo carting ball up impressed me. I think the half forwards went really well. Just crashing ball in, playing some boring rugby, but boring rugby sometimes gets you them wins, and that's what it's all about, really. So, the big talking point for me, I think the real positive for that game, not so much the game itself and the result, but the record crowd that OKR brought was fantastic. New ground. They've got a ground that looks like it's like a Lego kit.
New ground?
Not new ground. It's got a big, massive new stand. Looks
in
like
the middle of the council estate?
Yeah, with 2 big pillars. Looks like it's been done from a Lego kit. It's like made out of like plastic, these 2 pillars. Big stairwell. Looks real well. The people of Hull and OKR got out in droves, went and supported their team. All right, what a great result for them on the night. It was one for us, but I think, but we're going to touch on Burgess in a little bit, and probably rugby league keeping people like that. But it's a real, looking at Salford as well, real positive that we've got a lot of people coming to grounds at the start of the season.
Yes, Salford over 7,000 fans.
Yep.
They had 2 because I looked in League Express this week. If you open it on page 1 or 2, there's a good little article about that was blue box there in front. The percentages up on attendances this year. There's a little blue box there.
Ah, we are.
And I thought that was really interesting.
It is interesting. It's hope, innit? And Kukas has brought them a little bit of hope and something to aspire to. He's brought in some good players. He's got himself a little bit of a good team. I spoke to him last year, and his long-term aim is to bring the youth up and invest into Salford in the local areas, and that's where he knows that he's going to get that perpetual motion that'll keep feeding young quality players through, and it's a lot cheaper when you've got a cap. Even though he don't like the salary cap, Kukas, when you've got a cap, you've got to bring a youth through, because the youth will have that loyalty. They'll play that bit cheaper, and at the end of the day, they'll play for a lot less money than obviously going somewhere else, because they're playing for their own town team. And the Salford people have got behind them in droves. They're passionate people, and it's just great. On week 1, that you've pointed that out on the Rugby League Express, that there's a lot of crowds up and following the World Cup. I'm not surprised.
And Wakefield taking over 1,000 fans for a club that's apparently in trouble this season. They put a good result, good display in, and I think one thing was highlighted was the fact that if Wakefield had made the kicks, it'd have been an 18-all draw. Yeah,
and that's great. And I know it's week 1, you can't read too much into it, but I do wonder, how good Wakefield are going to be. For me, if they're playing against a team with the quality players that Salford have got, they must have been performing pretty well. The fact that they've got 1,000 people going over there, as you say, is great following. I think it's fantastic that they're coming out in them sort of droves. I don't know what the crowd was like at Bradford. What was that like, Ty, this week?
They were about 8,500.
8,214. What was the game like, Ty? Because Bradford lost Samet this week, and Samet's debut for Wakefield is this Thursday against Bradford.
Wow.
I'm going. I want to see it. He's a quality player. They've lost Gaz Carvel. They've taken legal action against Gaz Carvel. That's crazy.
It's unfortunate, mate, but I'm one of these people.
What would you do, Jamie?
Well, I've always described myself as a bit of a patriot, mate. I'm a one-club man, and I've been fortunate. But I'll put my hand up. I've had it pretty well at Leeds. Leeds has always been a big club. It's always been well looked after. Gary Everton's made me change my mind about democracy. I think I'm becoming a theocrat, because to be under a tyrant like Gary Everton for the last 15 years, life's never been better. It can only be a good thing. And I think he's great. He's running the club really well, and I'm lucky. But when you're at places like Bradford, you've got to think about your future as well. Gaz Carvel, he's not going to be playing forever. He's got young Isaac and his family to look after, and he's probably thinking, these next 2 years he needs to make the absolute most of it. And when you're worrying every week about whether you're going to get paid or not, and I really feel for guys at Bradford, it's a real shame that the club's been in that state. But he's jumped ship, and I'm sure that he'd much rather finish his time, with a stable club, playing his best rugby, with the experiences that he's got and the maturity that he's got close to home, because Bradford's round the corner. I played in year below Gaz at Stanley, so he's a local lad. But when your livelihood's on the line and you're a bit worried, I think stress-wise and stuff, and he knows the ship at Hull as well. I think it's probably not a bad decision for him personally, but you'll have to ask him yourself, Simo.
Oh, mate, I will do, no doubt. A game that I called wrong this week, Hull FC. Great away win at Catalan.
Yeah, just chuff for bits for. First thing I thought about was Radders.
Wait,
I
called it right then.
Yeah, Lee Radford.
I'm working.
Lee Radford.
He's mental.
He's mental. Well,
are you familiar with Lee Radford, Mitch? You're not familiar with Lee Radford?
No. Who is he?
Would you fight him?
No.
He can box.
We'll tee you up, mate. We'll tee you up.
When we were at Batley, when we did the Batley show, Simo, you saw that video of him saving my life when we played the Tongans. I was getting filled in by 5 or 6, Lee Radford come flying in, sorted them out. They all went onto him, and I crawled out bottom like a cartoon cloud. And Lee Radford sacrificed himself for me. What a biblical thing to do! And ever since then, I've loved it a bit.
Is this Bible talk all the time in training?
Nah.
All the time, I get it. Only because I just like to wind him up. I just ask him every now and then a daft question.
Because he's convinced that it's all aliens and stuff come down.
No.
He's a conspiracy.
I just
mad.
Is he one of them?
And Rob Burrow, yeah, 9/11 and giants and all this.
I think there's just
dinosaurs.
a lot to 9/11. That's all I said.
You always bring 9/11 and you bring my beard into it. It's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't get on with the games. Widnes Vikings, top of the league. Can you see him staying there this year, Jonesy?
That's not a laugh of disrespect. They've played well. I don't know.
You
It's
better
tough.
hope they'll beat you now.
I'm just looking at the London team there. They've got a lot of our young lads playing, which is great. It's going to be a long year for London. You feel for them a little bit if they're not challenging at least on game one. But I think it's going to be a journey for them as well. The adversity brings a lot of team cohesion, and that's a big loss for London. But the high pitch, big start. I was over in Liverpool at Achurch actually with one of the board members at Widnes, and he was looking forward to a real big season. They've been telling him that they've been training well and that they've got a good side and there's a bit of cohesion. So who knows, mate? Widnes, the legendary side, have got some big history behind them, and they might be starting to pull it back out of the hat.
The game of the round for me was the St Helens' demolition of Warrington. Did you see that, boys?
Yeah, I watched that on TV, and well, we both did, and I think it was more to do with Warrington just weren't ready for that. I don't think. Saints did look good, but I think Warrington will come good. It wasn't because they were bad or anything. They'll have a good year, and I think both teams will be up there by the end of it.
Who's the best team you've played?
Well, last year I would say I left 2 games thinking like our forwards couldn't do much more, and they got the better of us. Was Huddersfield and Warrington.
Cheers, Singo.
Mitch, you've obviously come from the NRL. Different. What would you describe the differences between Super League rugby and NRL rugby?
Oh, it's hard to describe. It's just I think the forwards are just different. I think the mentality of the forwards. It's back home in Australia. You probably notice now the Burgess boys going over there and really making an impact. Big fellas that get the ball and have space to move. Over here, by the time you caught the ball, you've got 3 blokes grabbing you and holding on to you, and there's not much you can do. It's sort of it's just who's the toughest team, and that was hard to get used to at first. I come over as a front rower, and I've pushed out into the back row now just because I couldn't breathe in the middle there. As soon as I touched the ball, I had 3 blokes jumping down my throat. So that's the biggest difference I've noticed straight away, and I think it's a bit of a tougher game over here. And
on that, honestly, when you come over here, Aussies think that this is a lesser league. Did you think, it's going to be a bit easier than an RL? This will be all right.
I don't know.
Honest, come on.
I wouldn't say I backed myself to have a go. I finished the year pretty well in the NRL, and over there I think we don't really know too much about the Super League. It doesn't get much press back home, and we don't, other than the top 4 or 5 teams, I wouldn't be able to name the rest of them, and players that play for them unless they were Australian. And I came over here and was just, fingers crossed I was going to go well, and I got a bit of a shock straight away. I come into the best team in the comp, and started getting battered straight away, and I thought, damn, I've got to change my game a little bit.
What's been your toughest experience on the field since you've been here?
I think probably adapting to the weather. I didn't think it would play too much of a part. Everyone says to you, it's cold and everything, but it changes everything you do. The way you prepare and everything. It just the amount of clothes you have to wear at training, and the boys laugh at me. I wear that many layers on the pitch. Even sitting on the sideline when I was coming off the bench, sometimes you sit there for 30, 40 minutes in, -2 degrees, and I couldn't believe it. I thought, surely they'll call this game off. But, that was the biggest thing, I think. And then, the rest of it was just, I couldn't believe, the physicality of the forwards over here. And now that I've had a year, to feel it out, I think hopefully I can make more of an impact this year.
You're looking forward to a big season this year for yourself personally?
Yeah, I think I need to be honest. I think...
Because you were actually touted as a big signing coming across from the NRL. There were big things expected of you. Do you think now this season you're going to deliver that?
I don't want to make any broad claims just now, but...
Because I'll tell you why. Because Tyre said, when he came over, he said, he has been the biggest waste of space. Yes, he did. This season so far. No, not waste of space. Disappointment. We're always honest here.
I didn't say that.
look at how it is. It's all right. We're all there. We're all friends, and it's like, if obviously you feel yourself, you didn't do yourself justice. Jones.
Is there a trap down here?
No, I felt it as well. No, to be honest with you, I came over and last year, the year before, in the NRL was my debut season. I only played 10 first grade games, and I came over here, and it was a bit of a shock. I didn't realise the hype that was around me coming over.
Big hype, massive.
Yeah, and I didn't.
Huge.
You didn't hear much of it. And then when I came over, I started to realise what was happening. I felt the pressure, and as I wasn't delivering it.
Is the pressure big? Did it get to you?
Yeah. Well, I think if I had started the season a bit better, I could have, found some confidence and rolled forward. But a little bit of pressure, and then a couple of bad performances, it just sort of started to compound a little bit. Now I've started to realise that that's part of the game, really. And I think, it's live in the limelight or get out of the way.
I think one thing I'd say is we had Kyler Moore on the show, who is a fellow Mara, like our man here, Singo, and Keith revelled in telling him how pony his first game for Leeds were, and how bad he was, and how he couldn't, he wasn't fit to wear a Leeds shirt, and so that he got. And Keith sat there, the Doctor of Death, Doctor Doom, telling Mara how bad he is, and now he's gone to Wakefield, rebuilt his career. Now he's at Saints, and he just texts me saying, "Did you see how strong I was? Did you see me?" He did. He did. Did you see me charge him for that try?
Yeah, he did play well.
He did play very well. But it does look like a hobo on the field. That his last cat like that. What do you think, Jones? Because you've got quite a neat trim to your beard. Kyler Moore's just single. Is it? You wish you could have a beard like that.
No, not like that. he needs to cut it. He needs a shave. He just needs to look clean. At the minute, he just doesn't look, I don't know, well groomed. He just looks dirty.
It looks like that bloke off Team America when he's got a bit stuck to his face. Can't see out of his eyes.
You don't expect out else from Whitehaven. Whitehaven working and Barra's a posh end.
Right, we're going to talk for 2 minutes about Championship, because this year I've got a job at Halifax. I work down there. And I've got to be honest, right, I was dreading watching Halifax. Well, not watching Halifax, but watching Championship rugby all season. Having to be there watching the games. I thought, this is going to be absolutely terrible. And I'll tell you what, it is the most brutal game, right? It is. Have you played Championship?
I've been there with Dewsbury and Hunslet, and it's a horrible, horrible league to be in.
It is the toughest, most brutal, because at amateur, you can kind of hide. I played amateur. You can kind of hide, and it's just idiots who want to take people's head off.
Yeah.
Who have, like, jobs of the 8, misses the 8, and they go out on a Saturday afternoon and want to fight. That's amateur. Super League is quality players who, if you make a mistake, you get embarrassed. Championship is them lads who didn't really make it, but they're not amateur, and they put 110% in, and there's some proper... the lads who haven't got that much skill make up for it with proper, tough men. Real tough men.
Definitely. I was with Dewsbury and Hunslet, and being a young forward, there's people who have been in that league for 10 years thinking, who
Mitch
are you?
Stringer.
Dropping down from Super League, who are you? A 19-year-old, and they just want to take your head off. I think the standard's massive, and I think with the pushing up for Super League this year, I think they're all just going to play even better. So,
mate, honestly, I work at Halifax Swinton. Great laugh, right? Tony Tonks from Halifax, he's an absolute horrible monster.
He's a wrecking machine, like.
And Swinton, they've got James Brown, and I just kept going, get down, on the mic, get down. And he were awesome. He used to play at Queen's, and he did really well. This week as well, Dewsbury Rams, we've got to say a big shout to our mate Wagger, who scored on his debut, and they won 11-10. They beat Featherstone. It's a massive upset. Glenn Morrison doing a good job there. He's considered for the New Zealand job.
So what happened with that? As he,
do you know how he got into it?
I heard he got shortlisted, which was fantastic news for him. But I didn't know what his follow up was.
Have you seen his missus?
No.
She's outstanding. She's a glamour. She's an absolute glamour. She runs Panache Cheerleaders, and she's second in Miss World. ex-Miss Australia, ex-home and away, unbelievably beautiful woman. Right, she's doing our cheerleaders now. We had a meeting, and I says, she went, oh, Glenn's going mad with me. I went, why? She went, I put his CV in for a New Zealand job. So his missus put his CV in, and he got shortlisted. So, all good. What would you do, Jonesy, if Emma put your CV in for something?
If I got it, I'd be happy.
Yeah. Oh, that's what she said. She said, I think it were a surprise, but he got shortlisted. He had his interview, so I don't know what's happened yet. Right. I suppose he's still under consideration. Another couple of results. Whitehaven, your team got beat.
That's not my team. My team's here also got beat.
Barrow, your team's Barrow. Yeah. Whitehaven, there's a lad called Whitey who plays for Keighlin. He works in the office where I work, and he came in today like hands in the air. I scored. I begged a try, 77th minute. But yeah, tough league this year, and we'll be keeping up to tabs on the championship. Liam Kay, friend of the show, playing for Lee Centurions, who've absolutely blown the nuts on players on the salary cap, so they should go pretty well. If you've got any questions tonight for our boys in the studio, tweet us at Rugby AM. We're going to get a few in now, and do you want to play a tune and a game?
Yeah, let's do a tune and a game.
Tune and a game. Is it a good tune?
I don't know.
Oh, he's not up on his music.
Come on, Dolphin Teeth.
Have you got any tunes you want to hear tonight, boys? And what's your musical style? What are you into?
At the minute, because I can't really download any songs, my phone's broke. I'll just go off whatever Mitch downloads.
Mitch, what are you into? What's your musical style? Are you a house man? Are you R&B man?
A bit of everything. Whatever's at the top of the list on iTunes, I just download it.
Top chart, man. Top chart. Right, well, let's get a tune on. If you want to listen, speak to the boys, or if you want to get any questions, tweet us tonight at Rugby AM. And Jonesy, you've joined Twitter.
No. No, you forced me to download the Rugby AM Twitter, and I've been adding a few pictures that nobody gets. So I've just confirmed my
Tell us about,
suspicions.
Because I didn't get it.
Tell us about what?
The lace in the boots with...
So, I'm a metaphorical type person, right brain and all that, imaginative pictures, all that carry on. When Kev Sinfield, he's got a new sort of... Sam Tompkins had the white and blue ones.
Yeah.
So I've made Kevin Sinfield his own boot. It's all white and it's got a 13 on in grey.
Nice.
So when he pulls it out, I looked at it and I thought, that looks like something like from Apple.
An Apple
Macintosh.
Yeah, I like that.
So when I got home, I put it in front of a load of Mac products and I wired, instead of laces, I put some headphones in it. So it looked like an eye boot.
Eye boot, I like that.
Boot. I put it on Twitter and just flew over the top of everybody's head.
Now you've explained it, I really think that's forward thinking. But did you tag it #iBoot?
No, I didn't know what I was doing. I don't even know what that is. I just talked about myself in third person. Is that what I should have done?
You need to hashtag it iBoot, and everyone would have retweeted it and gone mad. We'll try it. Send it back out. Hashtag it iBoot, and I bet you everyone will go mad. And you'll be a genius, labelled a genius.
Happy days, works of art. Well, I was just thinking about Van Gogh. Because Van Gogh, in his lifetime, he only ever sold one painting.
Honestly?
So, yeah, only ever sold one painting. So it wasn't after he was dead that I knew he was a genius. So it's obviously too late.
That's a bit morbid, Johnson.
I'm thinking that might be me.
Right, on that happy note, is a tune.
All Star FM.